What's happening, people? How we doing? Today I want to talk a little bit about player growth, but mainly player growth within the academy and how it works this year on the game, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of some hints and tips. Now, you might already know these things. You might know more things. If you know them, leave them in the comments. Help everybody out. That's the best way to go about it here. Building the community, right, is sharing all the information we know. So I'm going to share the information that I know about the Youth Academy and the best way basically to grow your players and get them into your starting 11 as quickly as possible, because one of the biggest issues with the Youth Academy is sometimes it can take a long time to get a player put into a position where you can start using them in the squad, and that is absolutely infuriating, especially if you're at some of the bigger clubs where the potential needs to be that little bit higher in order to get the player into the team. Now, the first thing to note with the Youth Academy is you see these stars above the scout. Say I was off to hire a new scout right now if I weren't broke. I would be looking for judgment over experience. Experience means it brings in more players. Judgment brings in better quality. It does tell you there, I think this could be for the first time. It might have been in last year's game. I don't know. But it does tell you there at the top that experience is going to find more players. But we want the quality, right? It's finding the diamonds. It's sieving the gold. So you want to be aiming for the judgment, not the experience. Now, you want good experience because you want a wealth of players being brought back to you, but it's not the most important thing. The most important thing when choosing your scout is that judgment. And getting 5 stars, basically, is what you need to be aiming for every time. Now, once you've got the scouts, you've sent them out, it's the same as normal. You have to pick some roles. But once you get them, you're going to have a list of players just like this. It's going to give you now the range of what their overall will be, 46 to 50. You can see on Douglas Nicholson here. And then the range of their potential. This will change month in, month out, the more you scout them. Now, in years gone by, the longer you scouted them, the more likely you were to lose them to a different club. That's not in this year's game. You can scout them as much as you want. I can say have this guy, Duncan MacArthur, who I think, oh, this guy looks really good. I can have him on this list for the entire 9 months if I want, or the length of time that you've decided to scout, in order for me to judge if I should put him in my youth academy or not. You have to take less punts on this year's game, which is something I actually like. You don't have to just fill your academy in the hopes, oh, this guy will eventually get good, but I don't want to lose him to somebody else. All these players that you're scouting are guaranteed yours if you want them. And then obviously in the academy, it's very similar to how it used to be, is you're going to have an overall, you're going to have their age, you're going to have training plans for them, and then you're going to have their potential. It's going to change. Like this guy's has changed, so now we're at a point where I'd probably release this youth player just like that. And then, of course, you're going to keep players into the team. Like I've been tracking this guy now for 2 seasons. It's not worked out. I've had him since 14. I'm going to release him. A little bit like real life. Some players will come good, some players won't come good, and it's all dependent on the league you're in as well. 80 to 86 is actually a really good range for me, so that's why I'd keep this guy around. But this is how the youth academy works again. I've found this year that you're going to have players come to you a lot less often saying, I'm unsettled, I want out of the academy. Also, I would like to mention that whatever you do, I used to do this. I used to be a fool and do this all the time. But whatever you do, don't bring the player up at the end of the season. Start of the new season or in January and loan them out. You lose the potential of the player if they're not playing for the team. And it basically, when you bring them up at the end of the season or 3/4 of the season, it's basically going to go down as they didn't play for the team, so they weren't good enough, and they can drop in their overall potential. And that's a no-no. You want to avoid that. This video, the whole point of it, is maximizing the most out of a player's potential and not losing it. So just bear that in mind. Now in this save, there's a huge academy focus. So I've got a lot of academy players. And the tip that you want to be doing with your academy players is you want to be loaning them out for a huge boost. I.e. Ben Thompson here. We've loaned him out. I think he was 63 overall. And he's gone up by 7 just by loaning him out. 1 or 2 seasons of loans can lead your player to be good enough in overall in order to play in your team. It's going to accelerate their growth. Don't know why. Don't know if this is intended. It could be an intended thing, but it's going to accelerate their growth. And then after a year or 2 years on loan, they're going to be good enough to come back and play in your team. We're going to see it again here with Rob. He's gone up by 7. I brought him in this season at the start at 60 overall. I've then loaned him out and he's 67. Now, Thompson at 70 is good enough to come into my team. So when he comes back next season, I can bring him into the squad instantly. You might have other players here like Ian Reid. He's gone up by 7 again. He's not going to be good enough, but still at 17, another loan, he probably then will be good. This is how you're going to maximize getting the best out of your youth players in terms of their potential. Well, their actual overall, but it just gives them the jump start on their potential in the early stages of their career. When you bring them up into the squad, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to play for you instantly. But just a case in point to help out a player who did come and play instantly. Rob Nielsen now has been with me for 2 seasons. Well, 1.5 seasons, but we'll say 2 seasons. And has only reached 66. He's only gone up by 6 overall from the time that I promoted him to the team. Whereas Rob has gone up by 7 in the first season. It is a cheat code to some degree. I don't know if it's designed this way or not, but when you bring your academy players into the first team, get them a season out on loan at least, and then you will see the overall have this huge boost, and then they'll be ready to come and join your starting 11. Or maybe it's time to sell them, but you can make that decision. As per usual, development plans are always very good, and filling out your coaches is always going to help your players realize their potential sooner. But this for me has been a huge help, and it's the best way to get the most out of your youth academy and to get the most out of the players in it. I hope this helped you. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're new to the channel, smash subscribe, hit the like button, boys. You know what to do. Get this to more and more people so that they can see the best way to grow their youth players.